Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you in APSEC's online support program. This is week 17 of English Literature class 5. Textbooks The Secret Garden, page number 4 and 5, chapter number 1, lesson 1. Resources required textbooks, notebook. Summary of the lesson. Mary Lennox, a 9-year-old girl, lived in India with her parents. Her parents died during a terrible epidemic. She had to move to her uncle's house, Mr. Craven, on the Yorkshire moors. Thought of the day. Never stop learning because life never stops teaching. It means this is the beauty of life that it keeps teaching us till we are alive. Therefore, it becomes our duty to never stop learning. Let's see the learning objectives. First of all, we'll read and understand the chapter number 1. Find the meaning of difficult words. Get introduced the characters. Go through the summary of chapter number 1. And in the end, attempt fill in the blanks in notebook. Important events of chapter number 1. Mary Lennox, a 9-year-old girl, lived in India with her parents. She is a rude, pale and bossy girl. Her parents died during a terrible epidemic. She had to move to her uncle's house, Mr. Craven, on the Yorkshire moors. Mrs. Medlock told her about the strict rules of Misselwith Manor. The difficult words are bossy, it means fond of giving orders. Terrible disease, extremely bad and serious illness. Moor, a tract of open, uncultivated upland. The characters are Mary Lennox, Mary's parents, Mr. Archibald Craven, Mrs. Matlock. Mary Lennox. She is the main character of the story. She is a 9-year-old girl. She lived in India with her parents and her parents died due to a terrible disease. She moved to Yorkshire, England to live with her uncle, Mr. Craven, in Misselwith Manor. Other characters are Mary parents died due to a terrible disease. Mr. Archibald Craven, Mary's uncle, Mrs. Medlock, Mr. Craven's housekeeper. She is Mrs. Medlock and this is Mr. Archibald Craven. Now see the summary of chapter number 1. Mary Lennox was a spoiled, rude, bad-tempered little girl who complained a lot. She lived in India, but when her parents died during a terrible epidemic, she was sent to live with her uncle Mr. Craven in Yorkshire, in a big house in the Moor. In London, when she arrived, she met Mrs. Medlock, Mr. Craven's housekeeper, who told her about her uncle. Her wife was dead and he became an unpleasant man. There is some written work. Find the meaning of following words and write in the notebook. First is strange, second is corridor, third is pal, four is huge and fifth is exclaimed. Fill in the blanks. This work you will do also in the notebook. Mary is a dash-year-old girl. Second is her parents died due to a dash disease. Third is army officer came to investigate in the house. Fourth is dash is Mr. Craven's housekeeper. Fifth is there were some dash rules to follow in Misselwith Manor. Thank you.